My name's Ade, and in 2025, I'm going to attempt to run a sub-4 marathon. So my running background is pretty much non-existent. I didn't run track in school, just going to running last year at the age of 40. I ran consistently for about 4 to 5 months, but then life happened, and since I didn't really have any concrete goals, I kind of fell off and only ran a few times a month for the rest of the year. Looking at my Garmin race predictor, it shows that if I was to run a marathon today, it will take 5 hours and 30 minutes. But that's pretty much a bit of an optimistic time. You'd need to add maybe like 15 to 20 minutes to it, which means that today, if I was to run a marathon, it would probably take closer to 6 hours, which means that the gap to sub-4 is 2 hours at the moment. Why sub-4? I kind of feel that while running a marathon and completing it, it's impressive. That if I was to train just to complete a marathon, it would be hard to get motivated, because I kind of feel that as long as I don't get injured, I'd be able to complete a marathon as long as I trained, if time didn't matter. So it's kind of hard to train hard, especially in the winter, just to complete a marathon. But at the same time, a goal like sub-3 I kind of feel is a bit too ambitious. The people I see who run sub-3, like, they actually have talent, the right body type, and are training full-time hours. I don't think I tick any of those boxes, so trying to do something like sub-3 is definitely way out of my reach. But for sub-4, I kind of feel it hits that sweet spot of being really hard, but at the same time doable for most people if you train hard enough. So that's the reason why I settled on sub-4. And so when actually plan on doing this around full time. I know we're in peak marathon season now, but if I was to try and run a marathon in sub-4 in the next 3 or 4 months, it will go pretty badly. I'm just gonna take it easy, aim for the end of the year. But between now and the end of the year, I'm definitely gonna run at least 2 half marathons and a few 10Ks, just to kind of check to see if my training is actually working and to see like what I need to fix to actually get to sub-4. So how I'm gonna do it, the plan is to first of all spend the first few months just getting back into running shape. So the goal is for the first few months at least just to do 100 kilometers worth of running a month and run 3 times a week, easy, long and interval. Next month I have an appointment with a running lab, and at the running lab they're gonna check my running form, VO2 max and threshold, and based on that information they can give me a more concrete plan of what I need to do to get to sub-4. And to supplement it all, I'm going to hit the gym twice a week. So one other thing I'm going to do this time around that I didn't do last time was I'm going to actually lean into the running community. Japan actually has some of the fastest marathoners in the world and have a really rich running community with like the Ekiden and stuff like that. So I'm actually going to make it a point to not just run by myself like I did last time, and actually go to some events and train on like the track and do some interval stuff, meet some people, which will hopefully help keep the motivation up. With that being said, let's quickly go outside and do a quick run and see where exactly we're at fitness wise. Okay, we're about to do our first run of 2025, and actually our first run in maybe like 2-3 weeks. I was a bit worried about it being too cold, but it's actually pretty warm outside. I think it's about 2 or 3 degrees. Quickly grab an energy drink from this convenience store, and then we are gonna try and knock out a 10K at a very slow pace. So yeah, let's go get it. To be honest, I don't think the energy drink actually does anything for me, but the placebo effect, very important. So the plan was to do some commentary while running, but I found out pretty quickly that that was not going to happen. I was pretty much just dying in the beginning and trying not to keel over. The first 3K was pretty brutal. My legs felt like they weren't participating in the race and felt like they were just straight statue legs. And I don't know, it just felt like my body was still in hibernation mode and just not waking up. Once I got to the 4K mark, I started feeling a little bit better, but as you can see from my pace and heart rate, pace is high, heart rate's high. Not really a good sign or good combo. And to make things worse, I guess, even though I said I was going to run 10K, I think maybe subconsciously I didn't believe I was going to run 10K, so I never brought a drink with me. And around this part of the run, I started getting thirsty, so once I hit the 5K and turn around, I started looking for a drink. And I pretty much have to like start doing crazy stuff, climbing up these hills and crossing crazy roads to try and find a vending machine. And I found a few vending machines, but none of them were working. So yeah, just a future memo to myself, just leave the house prepared so you don't have to start like doing crazy stunts and like looking for food and drink midway through the run while you're tired and put yourself in danger. The vending machine only takes cash. I have no cash. It's turned off, like, what?
No!
So we survived and barely made it by the skin of our teeth. The run took 1 hour and about 9 minutes, which is pretty bad and very far away from sub 4. The only good thing, I guess, was that we were able to rally a bit at the end, and the last couple of laps we finished in 6 minutes and 29 kilometer pace, which pretty good since we started out around 7 minutes and 20 or 30. So that's the one thing to take solace from. But yeah, I think that we got our work cut out for us. So as you can see, the run was pretty bad. I was really slow and struggled quite a lot, but there were a few positives to take from the run. The first being that I haven't ran for about 3 or 4 weeks, but I was still able to kind of roll out of bed and scrape together a 10k, even though I was really slow, which means that I still have a certain base level of fitness, which is good to know. The next was that I was able to negative split, which means that I ran the second half faster than the first half. I was really struggling in the first half, but I was able to kind of pick it up and run at about 6.5 kilometers on the way back. While that isn't fast enough to hit sub 4, it's just good to know that I was able to kind of run a bit faster on the way back. And lastly, I got really tired towards the end, but my legs or body never felt tired at all. It was mainly just my cardio giving out, so it's good to know that all the gym sessions I've been doing, even though I haven't been running, have been kind of paying off. So to wrap things up, the game plan is goal, sub 4 marathon, time frame within 1 year. Training plan for the first month is going to be 100 kilometers a month and 3 runs a week, which is the easy run, long run and interval run. So yeah, it's going to be pretty tough. Not sure what's going to happen, but just going to try and stay consistent, and hopefully going to start being able to see some results from the training, and that's going to give you the motivation to keep going. So yeah, if you got any goals running or fitness wise for 2025, feel free to leave in the comments and I'll give it a check. Peace.